are live also here on Facebook and also in Twitter and YouTube. So as you're joining, let's say hello to each other. Type number one here in the comments if you're watching live. Type number two if you're watching on a replay, and it's gonna be such a great thing to say hello to you. So first of all, okay, let me see. Yes, we're live on TikTok and Twitter and all those good places. So, anyways, what I want to really do today is I want to just really emphasize some of the things that I believe on, but not also things that I do believe on, but also the. Let me check one thing here. They're telling me that they do not hear me. Okay. Yes. All right. So type number one if you're hearing me. Type number two if you are not. Anyway, so yes, we're live. All right. So we're about to go live on Facebook, and it's gonna be exciting to say hello to all of you. Yes. Okay. So we're live on Facebook as well. And as you are joining, please type number one if you are watching live. Number two if you're watching on a replay. Please let me know from what country is that you're connecting. My name is Danny Nedelko. For those of you who do not know me, I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I am, first of all, a believer, an entrepreneur, a mom, and I do love to talk about personal development. So if you're here on Twitter or on any other platform, TikTok and on Facebook, I would love to say hello to you. Maybe you are here on YouTube. There's somewhere in this place where you can actually subscribe. And today I have this topic. Today I would like to talk about how is that we can overcome naysayers and what to do when you're facing failure, and not only what to do, but to watch how God elevates you whenever you just go through the valley you're going through, and all of those things that all of us as individuals actually face. So hello to my friends on TikTok. Please let me know from which country you are watching us here. Type in the chat. We'll have Dolly, we have Pro, we have Pilot, we have a lot of people. And I'm sure that you're probably in Asia or somewhere in Europe, maybe in the United States. I don't know. Let me know where's where's that you're watching from. So today, there is one thing that I have been, having in my heart to really share with you guys. And today is Sunday, as you know, though maybe you are here for the first time, and that is completely fine. But there's a lot of things that we face as humans, and it's really clear that sometimes there are tribulations, there are things that come against us, or problems or obstacles, or you name it, sickness, maybe financial disappointments, maybe you fail a class, or you are kicked out of school, or a relationship ended, something, whenever we face failure. And thank you to all of my friends on TikTok. Thank you for being here. We need to step forward and stop caring about our diagnosis, for those of us who have faced health challenges, about the naysayers, about the people that don't believe in us, about the people that have actually been ugly to us. We need to forgive, move forward. But not only that, we need to learn how to rise after failure. And we also need to not only do this, but we need to conquer every single thing that is coming against us with God's strength. We can do a lot by ourselves. We can do a lot by just being an amazing person, and we can just have all the knowledge in the world. But I'm going to tell you one thing: if you and I are doing things by ourselves, honestly, we're not going to make it. We need something that is higher than us, and that only comes when we put all of our strength, all of our trust, our knowledge, and our goals in the hands of the one that created us. So as I'm going through this topic today, and I appreciate all of you who want to join here, and just type here in the chat where is that you're connecting from. I love it that There's a lot of people here on TikTok. Is one of my favorite platforms. There's a lot of people interacting. It's so cool. So the word of God says in Philippians 4 and 13 that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So this means that when I face failure, then when you face failure, maybe you're not a believer, maybe, and that's completely fine. I just don't want you to feel like if I'm isolating you, but this can also help you. When people reject you, when they laugh at your dreams, when they laugh at you, when they some people even might just come against you for the vision that you have for your life. And when these things happen to you, I'm going to tell you one thing. There is one that is your strength, and it's not your abilities. It is not how well you can speak, and it's not that you have all of these resources or all of these people, all of these connections. All of these things are great, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Whenever you put your goals, your project, your business, your employment, or whatever that might be in the hands of God, everything will be okay. Everything, because everything works together for good. Even if you have, challenges, if things don't come right, there's a purpose for you. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Lately, as many of you that know me, I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital, guys. I was bitten or stung by a bee, not a bee, a wasp. Actually, I don't know if it was one or many of them, but it was like, several, things here in my hand. I ended up in the hospital. And I was honestly, I was discouraged. I was in pain. And of course, I had some form of an allergy. Long story short, everything's good. However, you might think, well, why is this happening to me? Why, I lost my job? Why did my relationship ended? Why am I sick? You might be thinking that problems are actually here for you to be punished or something. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Everything works for good. Every single thing that you do works for good for you and through you for a purpose. I'm gonna tell you what. As I was in the hospital, then I went home, and I was in a lot of pain, and I started moving my hand the day after this happened, and I still had the hand very swollen, but I used to have, as you can see here, maybe you see here in TikTok and also here on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm not telling you this just for you to believe that I'm just making it up. I'm not. I was actually going to have surgery for my wrist. I had two ganglion cysts, for whatever reason. And as you can see, this other wrist, the left side, is completely normal as this one, as you can see it. So I used to have a bump here, right here. You can see it. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I am not telling you if you have a ganglion cyst to go and find a wasp or a bee. That's not my point. But these thing that stung my hand actually helped me get rid of these ganglion cysts, these two ganglion cysts actually. So everything works for good, even if they talk about you, even if somebody comes against you, even if somebody mocks you, even if somebody is saying lies about you. Don't pay attention to those things. Don't give the time of the day to those things, because every single thing is working for your own good. Now, if you put all of your projects, all of your aspirations and your goals, and you go and just really hammer them every single day, you are hustling. That's amazing, and that's what you are supposed to do, regardless of what people think, regardless of if your dreams are possible or not. And even if they're not possible, I'm going to tell you one thing. When you think that a goal is almost impossible, that is amazing. That is great. That's, I think, one of the biggest things that you can do for your brain, for your faith, for your hope, is to really stretch out very big. So even when your dreams scare you and there's a whole bunch of people against you, there are, legal situations, there are people suing you, there are people talking bad about you. There are people just trying to get you fired and just to lose your job, or you are in school and this teacher doesn't like you. Whatever that might be, I'm gonna tell you one thing. It's so important that you understand this. Everything works together for good. Everything works together for good for those who love God. And I'm sure you probably don't even know what God is, or maybe you're thinking that I'm crazy. I'm going to tell you one thing. The best investment you can do is to develop a relationship with your creator. And that is the best thing you can do, because every single part of your life will just come into place if you put your faith, your goals, your aspirations on his hands. Because every single failure is not a failure. It's actually something you're learning. It's actually something that you are experiencing hand by hand with your creator. And whenever you and I actually become a tool to spread the good news, to spread the hope, to spread things that maybe are you might have a tribulation right now. You might have had a situation, but you can inspire somebody. Today I have a friend who we got to know that she was diagnosed with cancer, with breast cancer. And I just really it hurt me. It hurt me because I know that this is a really ugly disease. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I stepped out and I reached out to her. We talked today, and I gave a word of encouragement because of a situation that I was living before. So whatever you are facing right now, it is the map for somebody's faith. If you're facing an illness, if you're facing a cancer, and maybe if you overcome it, you can help somebody else. If you're facing a divorce, or if you're facing a custodial battle or something, and you overcome, or you come to terms, or you come to a solution, then that is your message to other people. If you lost your home, if you lost whatever, your job or an investment, I don't know, there's a lot of things in our lives, honestly, that happened to all of us. None of us are going to get out of this life alive. We're gonna die. So we might as well do our best to go and pursue our dreams and put all of our things in the hands that created us. So in Psalm 23 and 4, there is something very beautiful we can all learn. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. So you're never walking alone, never. Even if you're scrolling down social media right now, maybe it's midnight, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, if you're in Europe or in Asia, face this. If you are hearing this, if you're hearing my voice, it's not that I am important or not. You matter. Even if you're going through the darkest times of your life, there is somebody right there next with you that wants to walk life with you. And you just need to open up your heart and say, you know what, Lord, I'm here. You know what? I don't know you. I don't know anything about God, which is fine. But just open up your heart and say, here's my goals, here's my problems, and I want to do life like you want me to do life. And you're going to see how many things in your life are going to align. And I know that I'm getting very spiritual today, if you want to say that, but people will doubt you. They doubted Moses, Noah, David, and Jesus himself. People will mock you, and they will challenge your opinion. You will have people, maybe you're leading a team and they're not following you and they're not really listening to you. But you know what? The opinion of a man or anybody cannot override the purpose of God in your life. The opinion of other people, the talking behind of other people, their gossip, will never override your calling, will never override your purpose, will never. So really, today we need to stop giving microphones to all of those people, to all of the critics, to all of those who deny your elevation, those who are not there for you. This is normal. Life is hard, and it's really hard, but it's harder when you don't have a community. It's harder when you don't have the hand that created you walking by your side. So today I'm going to tell you one thing before I just shut down this this broadcast, and that is, God is bigger than any tribulation in your life. Failure is not final, it's the feedback. And there's a scripture that says, in Proverbs 24:16, the righteous fall 7 times, yet they rise again. So I'm not telling you that you need to be perfect. You can still struggle and have a lot of failures. You can still have a lot of mistakes, but whenever you are consistent and you are putting everything on His hands, everything takes place in such a beautiful way. So I'm gonna leave you with this. Take the blueprint of a child of God. Don't be limited by your imagination or by your bank account or by your resources or by your education or by your legal situation or by your immigration situations or by anything. And I'm not talking about politics. You need to be putting all of your trust in something bigger than you, because if you do not have faith, if you do not persevere and start really living for the purpose that you were created in this life, you're going to miss it, my friends. You're going to miss it crying over what other people are talking about you. You're going to miss it over other people telling you that you don't have what it takes. Maybe you were called to be the next person that is going to change your country. Maybe you are going to be the next person that is going to be the mom of a really amazing, beautiful doctor or a lawyer. I don't know. Maybe you have a calling which is as simple as just really being a really good mom. I don't know. I'm not telling you that you are going to go and be an astronaut or to be an inventor or something, but there's a calling for you. And that calling was given to you for a reason, and you can't ignore it. So here's your assignment: walk boldly in faith. Really drown all of those noises around you, of those naysayers, of those people that doubt you, and rise every time you fall. Bless those people, bless the situations, bless the tribulations, and put your dreams on His hands. Make no mistake. If you have a calling, maybe today you have a calling to start a broadcast, maybe you have a calling to start a business, to start something, a movement, go and walk in your purpose. Don't wait for anybody, because life is just going to pass by and you and I are not going to make it alive. So you might as well just be bold and walk this journey together with your Creator. So I'm going to leave you with this. If you want to take action, just put action here, just a fire emoji, and don't wait. Don't wait until the next day. Don't wait until you feel prepared. Don't wait. Just step out in faith, and just go and knock it off, because you, my friend, have what it takes. And if you put your faith in something bigger, and you put your dreams and your purpose in the hands of God, you're going to succeed. That's a fact, even if you go through tribulations. So I'm going to leave you with this. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to go in Espanol into another stream very soon. Bye bye.